can make us sick. Okay? We're also going to be able to compare two common types of germs, viruses and bacteria. How many types? 2 types. Okay? And then last but not least, we're going to explore ways to prevent the spread of disease-causing germs, such as viruses and bacteria. Okay? So, hey, darling, how are you? So, yes, go ahead.
Why you wearing glasses, but you still can't see?
I can see, baby.
Why are you white?
Okay, so let's continue. Let's get started. All right. So the first question I have for you is, what do you think viruses are? You may not know the answer or be completely sure.
I know.
Okay, so the only thing I want you to do, you don't have to unmute yourself. Stay muted. I want you at the bottom of the screen, you can type your answer to what you think viruses are, and then post it by clicking on the post button to the right. So go ahead and type in what you think our viruses are. I'm going to type in what I think they are.
I know. Yes, I know. Yes, please.
It'll take just a couple more minutes.
Can I ask it, please?
And I'm going to post mine. You guys see my answer there? Hey, Mateo, welcome. Sweetheart, you need to go to Nearpod, and here's the code up here in the top of my screen, PLDNW. Go to Nearpod and join in with us. Make sure that you have your camera on. I see a bag of Doritos. I want to see your face, please. Debbie, can you turn your camera on, please? Ms. Daniels, can you turn your camera on? Thank you. Gregory Wilkins, can you turn your camera on for me? I'm still waiting. Okay, I see a lot of people have responded. Let's see what they've said. All right, so we've got a response from Julius. He said viruses are what get people sick. Okay, virus can make people sick. That's right. Let's see. Anthony said an illness or disease you can catch like COVID. Yes, absolutely. Viruses are, let's see where Star says a flu that makes you get really sick. Yes. Those viruses can most certainly make you sick, especially if you don't, take anything for them or don't do anything to try to get your fever down or the cough addressed or whatever it is you're showing as the symptom, right? Go to the doctor sometimes. If it gets really bad, we might even have to go to the emergency room, right? All right, very good. Sharing for those of you that take time to do it. Remember, the textile gives participation grades. The textile gives participation grade. So the more you participate, the better it will be in terms of your actual grade for the quarter. Okay. All right, virus in 3D. On the next slide, you will see. On the next slide, you will see a 3D model of a virus. As you observe, note whether this model matches what you expected a virus to look like. The surface proteins of the virus are often referred to as keys. So that's a key word that we want to remember, the word keys. It matches the locks found on the surface of other cells. These proteins are what allow viruses to enter cells. As you look at the following 3D model of a virus, see if you can identify these key proteins, okay? So we're going to be looking at keys. Please mute your mic. And whoever is on the iPhone, if you can type your name in the chat box, please. When you get a moment, change that so that I can actually see your name if possible. If not, just check. See if you can put your name in the chat box so that I can give you credit for being here today. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and mute your mic if I can. I don't know if I can. Can you mute your mic, whoever's on the iPhone, so that you don't disrupt the instruction? Okay. Please mute your iPhone, please. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. All right, Jacora, you had your hand raised. What's your question? Please turn that off. Please turn that off. Mute your mics, please. Mute your mics, please.
Hello.
All right. So I have 2 participants that raised their hand. Stop sharing for just a moment, y'all.
Did I say WAP on here?
Please turn your phones off.
Hold up, I'm gonna sing WAP. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna have to put this thing back on here. Yes, because I don't know. Yes, you had your hand raised, baby. What's up?
Yes. I got a question.
Yes, what's your question, sweetheart?
Why your background looks like you actually wanted to be your background?
Looks like what?
Why your background looks like you actually wish that was your background?
Oh, well, we'll talk about that at the end of class. Right now, I want us to focus on the lesson, okay? But thank you for asking. All right, so we're gonna try to go back. Please make sure your mic is muted. Please make sure your mic is muted, 6th grade.
6th grade? I'm in 5th grade.
All right, so a virus in 3D. On the next slide,
What little kitty coming on the big room?
okay, hold on, guys. Listen, I need everybody to mute their mic, please. This is the last time I'm gonna ask you. Those of you that have your cameras off, please turn them on, with the exception of one person that I know has an issue with their phone, with their computer. Please mute your mic. Not right now, darling. You're gonna have to wait until the end of class and I can answer your question then, okay? I'm gonna mute your mic for now. Okay. I need everybody to get focused, okay? The text, I'll need you to be focused. We're gonna try to share our screen again. And here we go. All right, on the next slide, you will look at a 3D model of a virus. As you observe, note whether this model matches what you expected a virus to look like. The surface proteins of the virus are often referred to as keys, and I mentioned that just a moment ago, that match the locks found on the surface of other cells. These proteins are what allow viruses to enter cells. Okay, and inside of our body are cells. So when those keys and locks come together, they have the strength to actually enter into our body. As you look at the following 3D model of the virus, see if you can identify these key proteins. So we're going to take a look really quickly. You're going to see a protein in 3D. All right, this is what it looks like. You can see the cell, which is the purple mass, round mass here. And then you can see the keys and the locks that come into play. So let's look at what happens next and what we need to do next. So what I want you to do on your page is to identify or label which part of the virus you think is referred to as, or what part of the cell do you think is referred to as the keys? So on your little pad here, go ahead and copy the background image, and then take your pencil and circle the part that you think refers to the key on this image. Shantanae has already done it. Excellent. What about you, Julius? Can you circle the part that you think is the key on this image that we see in front of us? Can you draw where that is with your pencil? Your virtual pencil? I'm still waiting for Quenisha to add something there. Yes, you had a question, Corey? Go ahead. What's your question, Corey? You had a question? Okay. Deshawnay? I'm not sure who this is that's asking. Let me see. I need for you to show me your face so that I can answer your question for those of y'all that are still. All right. Did anybody else have a question? Go ahead and ask the question. Julia, you're good. To Corey, can you please show your face if you can? All right, good. Everybody seems to pretty much have responded and circled what they perceive to be. Let's see who's in this waiting room. I'm not admitting them. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you guys. All right, so very good. We're gonna move on to the next slide, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, viruses and cells. Some viruses have spikes on their envelope made of glycoprotein, which allow them to attach to specific cell surfaces, sometimes referred to as locks. So we talked about keys, now we're talking about locks. On the next slide, you will see an animation illustrating this process. Here we go. Listen carefully.
So let's say that this guy has the flu, could be any flu, and here's a droplet from his sneeze containing, if we move in and take a really close look, you see each one of those little purple things is a virus. And there are a lot of viruses floating through the air, some of which go inevitably up this unfortunate man's
Whoop. All right, guys, I don't know what happened.
nose. How did that guy feel when you ripped off half of his face?
It was interesting because we did it while he was sleeping.
Okay, I am talking with medical illustrator David Belinsky, who designed this video for Xyrus, a research company. So here comes the virus, and it's going to land on one of this guy's throat cells. So notice it's covered with little yellow knobby things. You call these keys, right?
Those are the keys.
Yeah, this is a key, this is a key, this is a key. Okay, if the keys on this virus happen to fit the locks, which are those little purpley stick-uppy things on the surface of the cell, if there is a match, the cell, watch this, welcomes the virus in. And what's this?
This is the welcoming committee. They all interlock with each other, and they pull this membrane down into the cell.
And down it goes deeper and deeper, and that welcoming structure disperses, and the virus capsule bursts, and out comes the secret recipe for how to make more viruses in those little noodly things. So this unsuspecting cell has been tricked into guiding these virus recipes right into its own command center, the nucleus. So in they go.
And they are immediately recognized by this big pink molecule, which is a mini factory.
Yeah, what is it doing?
It threads the nuclear material, the instruction code of the virus, through one hole, and out another hole comes a brand new instruction set.
So it's a copying machine making copy after copy after copy of virus recipes, which then go out of the nucleus to little chefs, those blue peanutty things. They cook up proteins that go back into